Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Star Wars sequels. I tolerate the Star Wars prequels, and I kind of admire the original trilogy. Reminder, I'm 29, so I don't know how the hell this is possible, but whatever. For me, The Force Awakens is just a little too cookie cutter. It feels like New Super Mario Brothers. Last Jedi is kind of, yeah. And Rise of Skywalker is flat out trash. So, one of the things I really liked about The Force Awakens, despite being a little too close to A New Hope, was the fact that, like, Finn was, like, a very interesting and new character. He was part of the First Order. He was a stormtrooper, though not really. He was a First Order trooper, or whatever those things are called. Anyways, like, he was a different backstory. He wasn't a Skywalker. He wasn't a Sith. He didn't know the way of the Jedi. He wasn't connected to the Force at that time. But he was, like, his own distinct character, so I was just like, okay, I'm interested in where this is going. And I like the dynamic between him and Rey. I think it was one of the strongest things about The Force Awakens. So, what did The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker do? They fucked it up! Oh yeah, Finn just goes nowhere in the last two movies. In The Last Jedi, he's just kind of like decking around with Rose and stuff, and I mean, he falls in love, but he's kind of like hunting for Rey, but like his character kind of like goes nowhere. Like there's a moment where you think like his character's gonna come full circle, but nope, Rose saves him, so it's kind of like, maybe they're planning him to do something really cool in Rise of Skywalker. He doesn't. Him and Poe just kind of like have this relationship, but it doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't really contribute to the story. He's just kind of there. John Boyega doesn't really care.
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
And I don't either. So I'm thinking, okay, so if I were to try to fix and like finish Finn's story, and like where would I go with that? So this is the idea that I have. It's just like, how would I fix Finn for episode 8? Which means that I would then have to rewrite episode 9. You with me so far? Okay, so let's go to The Last Jedi, because I'm fine with pretty much everything he does in The Force Awakens. Like, I'm okay with that. So let's move on to The Last Jedi, and how we can fix things to better set up how I would do The Rise of Skywalker. I wouldn't even call it Rise of Skywalker, but the 9th episode. Okay, just a disclaimer, I'm not Disney, I'm not tied to Disney. Think of this more as like a fan film or a fan fiction. Again, I doubt I'm ever gonna have a chance to even like write a novella about this. So this is just like some fun shit to do on a YouTube video. I thought of it, I'm gonna roll with it. I know you're gonna hate it, but here we go. Okay, first thing, Poe gotta go. Kill off Poe. Poe was supposed to die in episode 7, and I agree. Because, just like Finn, his character goes nowhere. It does nothing. So, Poe gotta go. He's the entire spark for why Finn joins the Resistance. And I'm gonna play into that a little bit later. So, Poe's gonna die, just like he did in episode 7, and he's not gonna come back. And it's gonna create like this kind of like distance with Finn and the rest of the Resistance. Like, he likes Rey. He's still gonna be gung-ho with Rey, but he's not gonna be too cool with the Resistance, because one of the things I got from him with the First Order, and why I lead the First Order, is like, this is way too deep for me. So, with the Resistance, he's not gonna like authority. So, because Poe's dead, Finn's gonna be the one who's gonna clash with Leia and Holdo, or Honda, whatever the fuck her name is. Finn's gonna have that clash, because he doesn't like authority. He doesn't like people telling him what to do, and he doesn't like just like blindly following orders. Not because he's a hotshot or Han Solo. You're Han Solo, he's Han Solo, he's Han Solo, I'm Han Solo. Are there any other Han Solos I should know about here? So, number 2, more Phasma. Phasma got the jip. What the hell? I mean, okay, there was like a gag in Force Awakens. Like, that's one of the things I'd change about Force Awakens with Finn and Phasma. Definitely Phasma. Like, there needs to be like a dynamic there. You need to understand like a little bit more of Finn's backstory and Phasma's backstory and like the connection between the two. Because Kylo doesn't know shit about Finn, but Phasma does. Phasma has records of Finn. Elaborate on that. Go into that. Give me more of Finn's background, his history. You can do it through flashbacks, you can do it through like dialogue for Phasma, because I like Phasma. In theory. I don't like how they utilize her, which we'll get to that a little later, wink wink. Okay, so anyways, so Finn is not too big, so he's going to just care about Rey. He makes it clear that like, I'm just here to help Rey and get the hell out. Like, I'd like to help, I really would, but you guys are in way too deep. Cool, you blew up a Star Killer, but now like they got you on the map, so like, I'm out of here. So he tries to escape. Rose, we can keep Rose. I mean, we can neuter Rose. She can have a lot less lines. Like, not Rise of Skywalker neuter, to where it's just like, pat, pat, thanks, buddy. But we can use Rose to still get the point across. We just won't use her as much as Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, but we'll still use her. Because, I mean, she's a character, and we can just put her in. She can zap him because it's just like, hey, my sister died for this resistance. You're not just gonna turn your back and run away. And she's just like, is this what Poe died for? Is this? And it could kind of like make Finn realize, okay, well, yeah, Poe really like helped my ass when I tried to escape from the First Order. He really cared about this BB-8 unit. I took him this far. Maybe I'll take him like further on. So it's just like, all right, I can help. I do know a bit about the First Order. I'll help. And then they're just like, okay, gotta find the codebreaker, which is only gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes because Lando's gonna be the codebreaker. I mean, he can't really do much. He didn't really do much in Rise of Skywalker, so fuck it, make him be the codebreaker. So you'll be in and out of that fucking Canto Blight in like 15 to 20 minutes. Infiltrate the First Order, like elaborate more on that. More of the First Order and infiltrating. Make it like kind of like a heist. Okay, here's the thing, like, you're probably wondering, like, am I gonna change much about Luke and Rey and Kylo? Not really. I was lukewarm with that in The Last Jedi. Finn's backstory and whatever the hell Poe was doing, that bothered me. Like, I think it would be much better if Finn is clashing with Leia and Holdo. You can even do the Mary Poppins scene, what the fuck ever. But Finn and Hondo, whatever, them two can clash. And, like, instead of him just being a hotshot who doesn't like taking orders, he legit has a reason why he doesn't trust authority. It's just like too much power is a bad thing. Whether it's the First Order or the Resistance, I don't like it when, like, one side has too much power. It makes me nervous, it makes me want to bolt. That's his character. So, the whole thing's gonna go down. He's gonna face Phasma, and, like, we're gonna also have, like, the deleted scene, because I really like that idea, of, like, she calls him the traitor, but, like, you were the one that kind of, like, turned your back on the First Order, allowing us to get on and destroy. But it's gonna be elaborated on more, like, there's gonna be, like, a bigger fight, and, like, it's really gonna be, like, Finn's final battle. Because when we go down to the Salt Planet, that's not Hoth, and they get that, like, big, and you know what's coming, they get that big battering ram motherfucker, what the hell's the thing called? Put the words on. Yeah, that thing. So, when that thing comes, and Finn charges through, Rose isn't gonna save him. She's gonna try, but she's gonna be too late, and he's gonna, like, slam right into it. Maybe we could even put Hux in there. It's like, you filthy traitor, I'll deal with you myself. For some reason, Hux sounds like a Nazi Palpatine, but okay, we'll roll with it. But yeah, because, again, Hux is just kind of, like, done away with in the third movie, so fuck it, we'll just go with that. So, Finn dies. He sacrifices himself, and Rey feels it in the Force, to where she, instead of going back and saving everybody and Luke coming to save the day and all that fun stuff, she joins Kylo, and they become, like, the Grey Jedi. Like, they're gonna destroy the First Order, they're gonna completely wipe them out, and she's kind of torn between knowing the difference between helping Kylo and protecting the Resistance, because she's, like, really torn. And as soon as Rey joins Kylo, Leia feels it and she dies. Which, I kind of just came up with that because I knew, like, Carrie Fisher, knowing now that Carrie Fisher passes away, so I'm like, screw it, kill off Leia. I'm like George R.R. Martin, not that bad, but like, I'm a little darker. That's why I'm just like, hey, I'm not connected to Disney, this is gonna go in some dark shit. So, boop, Leia's gone, Finn's gone, Finn dies for the Resistance, and I have this idea, and if you really like this idea, like where I'm going, I'll explain more with, like, an elaborate Episode 9 video of, like, how I'd write it. But to sum it up, basically what I'm going with is this. So Rey joins Kylo, First Order is destroyed. Rey's kind of doing this tug of war with Kylo of, like, hey, I know we should also destroy the Resistance, but I'm kind of going to lead you in the wrong direction and kind of, like, hold back a little because I'm connected to these people. But Rey is going to try to revive Finn. She's going to try to succeed in where Vader, like, went down the path and he failed. That's her goal. And we're gonna have Kylo and Rey face Luke, and, like, Luke's gonna whip the shit out of both of them. It's gonna be a big fight. We're gonna have the Knights of Ren, who's gonna be disgusted by, like, what Kylo has become. So the Knights of Ren are gonna be, like, the real bad guy. They're gonna be, like, the New Order. Rey's gonna dabble with Sith artifacts because she's starting to become obsessed with bringing back Finn. And we're gonna have, like, the ghost of Anakin and also the ghost of Vader to, like, tear Kylo even further, to where, like, the ghost of Vader is Kylo's vision of Vader, whereas the ghost of Anakin is, like, who Vader really was trying to reach Kylo. And Rey's gonna, like, see the ghost of Finn. So, like, that's kind of the idea I have. And, like, if I used Palpatine, which I don't think I would, he'd be, like, possessing the Sith artifact that Rey discovers. And, like, it would be, like, kind of like a hologram. It would kind of, like, be the essence of Palpatine, not Palpatine. Okay, so that was basically me on my soapbox. going off about like how I really wish Finn had more to do in mainly The Last Jedi. I'm sorry that I killed him off, but I just find it perfect that like the character that runs away runs straight into danger to save the people he actually cares about. Like, I really like that message of like the traitor, the coward, destroys a big part of the First Order by running headfirst. I really like that. But I also like his connection with Rey, so I think to prove that Rey really cares about him, because I never felt that in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I think it would be very important for her to pursue a way to bring him back. Whether it's through the Jedi, the Sith, the dark side, the light side, like she'd try to use the Force to bring him back, and that would be her drive. Whereas Kylo is just trying to destroy everything. He's not going to become the new Supreme Leader. He's literally going to destroy the First Order and everything left of the Jedi and the Resistance. He wants to burn it all to ashes and then build from a new start. So that's the idea, and I'll elaborate more on it if you guys are interested. If not, I'll just back off here. And, okay. I've cooled down a little bit. I usually get a lot more heated with these soapbox moments, so look forward to that. Ah, shit, I might as well write all this down. Alright, see you guys later.